Hey everyone, so today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about burnout and how we can prevent it. So let me get this presentation started here. So the goal of this is to teach you what burnout is and then also to give you some strategies to make your life more productive and joyful and to prevent burnout, obviously. So first things first, we humans are a lot like plants. We have key things that we need to survive and thrive. And if we don't get those, we will wilt and die. So it's really important to treat yourself with the same respect you would a houseplant. So some things that you need, this isn't a comprehensive list, but it's some of the things are rest, nutrition, socialization, physical activity, nurturing, and mental stimulation. So all of those things and more are necessary to be healthy and balanced. So a little definition for you. Burnout is when you are so exhausted by one or more aspects of your life that you are consistently unable to enjoy large portions of your life. So if you find that, you get home from work and you lay down on the couch and you proceed to not do anything at all, but maybe watch a TV or a movie until you have to go to bed that night, meaning that you're not interacting with other people, you're not eating healthy, you're not exercising, you're not doing the things that you need to do to be a happy functioning person, then you might be experiencing burnout. So some effects of burnout. Burnout can make you feel really cynical. It can make you feel like it's never going to end, like this, bad feeling and depression that you're in is just a cycle and it's going to keep going forever. And then burnout can be a symptom of other mental health issues. So if you're finding that you're experiencing other symptoms in addition to burnout, like depression or loss of appetite, mood swings, things like that, that you don't have another way to explain, definitely seek professional care because this can be, like I said, a symptom of a larger issue. So some of the basics of what pretty much everyone needs are listed here. First being sleep. Most experts recommend somewhere between 7 to 9 hours of sleep for adults. That's what's generally recommended. Sometimes people need more than that. Sometimes people don't need that much. So it's really an individual basis, but this is a good, general metric to hit. Another thing is exercise, even just a 15 to 20 minute walk a day. I know I'm not, like a super big, buff workout person, but I definitely take the time to walk my dogs every day. And even just that act is helpful and can help with burnout issues. Another thing is eat nutritional, wholesome foods. I am not advocating any specific type of diet here. I'm not telling you to go vegan. I'm not telling you to do keto. I'm not telling you to do anything of that sort. What I'm telling you is eat foods that make you feel good when you eat them. And it is important to have fun and, eat the cake every once in a while, eat the Taco Bell every now and then. But on the whole, you should be trying to eat things that are nourishing to your body. So if you find that you're hitting up McDonald's every day for lunch, maybe start trying to pack yourself a lunch. If you find that you're eating, frozen dino nuggies every day, try to consider throwing a salad in there every once in a while. So just eat nutritional, wholesome foods. Next is socialize. This one can be really hard, especially right now in the pandemic, but it's really important to make time to call your friends, Zoom, hang out with your family if you can. If you have roommates that you live with, find time to specifically just sit and hang out and have fun together. Socialization is really, really important for human well-being. Next is find mindfulness times. Find times when you can just be in your body, just be. Not for any other purpose, not for entertainment purposes, not for productivity, but just to be a person who is alive and doing a thing which is living, right? And this can come in a lot of different ways. And some people find this time when they're in prayer. Some people find this time when they're in meditation. Some people find this time just sitting, doing nothing, which is in itself a form of meditation. But the point here being, find the thing that lets you let go. Last but not least, reduce stress. That sounds really easy just to say, but we know that it's easier said than done. So I'm going to also give you some additional strategies for doing this as well. One thing that I definitely think we can always do is find ways to reduce our stress at work. So sometimes stress happens. It's just going to be a thing. It's part of life. But these moments shouldn't be the majority of your work life. Excuse me. you should find that on a given day, 90 to 95% of your day is happy and joyful and feels good. And if that's not the case, then that means the stress level is too high. If you find that you're commonly feeling unhappy and stressed out when you're at work, the first step is to identify why. So identify what the problem is, and then identify if it's a fixable issue or not. So for instance, a fixable issue in our industry might be, I hate parallel parking. Something not fixable in our industry would be, I hate cleaning, right? Like if you hate cleaning, that's literally all we do. So that's not a fixable issue within your job. If that was your issue, then the answer would be you would have to find a new job, right? But if your problem is something like, I hate parallel parking, then there are ways to fix that problem. And so the next step in reducing stress is to find the way to fix that. Either, brainstorming things on your own or reaching out for help to come up with strategies to fix that problem. So in this example, I hate parallel parking. Perhaps there's a course we could find to help you with this, or someone who could teach you how to do it in the office, or maybe there are ways to avoid it altogether. So these are some potential strategies to come up with for fixing that problem. And in your quiz for this section, you'll be asked to come up with your own problem or your own example of a fixable problem in our line of work. Don't use parallel parking. That's my example. So come up with another example and then strategize some ways that you might fix that problem. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about a little bit is this idea of work-life balance. It's really important that while you be a good worker who shows up when they say they're going to and does a good job every day that they're here, it's important to find balance between work and outside of work. So some ways to do that. Set boundaries. It's really important for yourself to set boundaries. And our company has an easy way of doing that, in that when you're on the clock, you can have your notifications set on Slack. When you're not on the clock, turn them off. Very easy way to set boundaries there. Don't look at your Slack unless you're on the clock. This is a great way of making sure that when you're having your alone time and your time that is your own, that you're not giving it back to work and therefore stressing yourself out during those times. Don't gossip. Sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how often I have to say this. When we gossip, when we talk about other people when they're not present, or just talk negatively about our coworkers, it creates a stressful, toxic environment. So don't be part of that toxicity. Don't add to it. Don't include yourself in it. Even to the point of, if you hear other people gossiping, either walk away, or if you feel compelled to do so, ask them to stop, because that doesn't create a good working environment for you or for them. Next, it's going to sound like it's just me saying this because I'm Roxy and this is my job, but really it is important. Follow policy. When you follow the rules that are set for you in a job environment, it's going to make you less stressed out, because you're not going to be worried about, is somebody going to find out that I messed up, or am I going to get in trouble for trying to skirt this rule? Don't do it in the first place. Follow the policy as it's written. And if you don't agree with the policy as it's written, talk to us about it. Very likely we might change it if it makes sense to do so. Last but not least on this work-life balance, take time off. It is really important that you take excused time off. Asking in advance, per our policy, right? If you want one day off, ask a week in advance. If you want 2 or more, ask 2 weeks in advance. That just helps us with scheduling. But it serves the purpose of making you feel re-energized and recharged and ready to be the best employee you can be. And so it makes your work life a lot less stressed out. So it is very important. Another important thing with work-life balance is to set goals, both personal and work-related. When we set goals and we have a vision for what we want to do with our future, it makes it easier on a day-to-day basis not to burn out, because we can see the finish line and we know how long we have to get there, right? So it can be easier for setting up intermittent goals or intermediary goals to reach that full-time goal. Some final thoughts for you. It's really important to take care of yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. All of these ways can help you prevent burnout. Next, every job has its stress, but just make sure that stress is manageable for you. And if it's not manageable for you, that means you either need to find some way to fix it within the job that you're in, or you just need to find a new job. Also have goals, both personal and work related. You'll find that they help you manage burnout quite a bit. So now it's time to take your quiz. Here's the link to it. And I hope you guys do really well. And thank you so much.